This is the Dang Dangs, and you're listening to Literati Records podcast.
Welcome to the show. You're tuned in to episode 18 of the Literati Records podcast. My guests on the show today are the Dang Dangs, an awesome Psych-Surf-Garage Rock Powerhouse fueled by rock and roll, reverb, and fuzz, and a local Denver favorite as well. They've been nominated in the Westward Music Showcase Rock Garage category, so if you like what you hear today, get on over and vote for them. I want to thank them for taking the time to speak with us and get us caught up on where they are, where they've been, and where they're going. We talked about new members, future releases, and their upcoming record store day appearance on 420 at Wax Trax in Denver. I will have more details on the festivities going on over at Wax Trax in the show notes. Today's show opened with Hourglass. Later in the show we will hear Aldous Huxley and Talk Talk. All songs are on their Stone Coast EP. You can always find a complete track listing in the show notes at www.literatirecords.com. Also, at the end of April, we are giving away a signed copy of Talia Zedek's latest release, Via. To be entered in the drawing, just sign up for show notices on our website. Once again, that's www.literatirecords.com. I now bring you the Dang Dangs. Well, let me go around the room real quick and get your names and your instruments.
Sure. I'm Brooks Pulford. I play bass guitar.
I'm Rebecca Williams, and I do the lead vocals and actually only vocals, I guess.
Nowadays.
Yeah, rhythm, guitar, lead guitar, whatever Ray's not doing, and bang on stuff.
My name's Ray Corn. I play guitar.
Scotty Gervais, and I play drums.
All right, well, how did the band form?
Brooks, the bassist, and Ray, the other guitar, were in different bands, and I met them when they were in, Brooks was in, 3 different bands. Ray was in a different band. Ray and I met, a bar. And actually, they were in Sean, our old drummer, was in a band with Ray.
Right.
And we started talking about music, and, I was in this band, and I was in a different project at the time. So they came out to a couple of our shows, and I came out to a couple of their shows, and I think we played a show together with those bands, and none of us liked the direction that it was going. So Sean and Ray broke off, and I broke up with whoever I was with. And Brooks at the time, I think he was breaking up with all three bands he was with.
Slowly all the
but
bands that I was
surely.
playing with had either just quit playing shows or just decided that it wasn't working with me in the band, or one thing or the other.
So I needed a bass, and we needed a bass, and Sean played drums, and Ray played the other guitar, and I play guitar and sing and pound on things, and so we started kind of just jamming, and once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, and feeling each other out and whatever. And Sean left us when, I don't know, February. And Alex from Man Cub started filling in. He actually recorded our EP for us. He filled in and was playing, I don't know, it was like a month or two, while we figured out a new drummer, and an ex of mine knew Scotty here and said, I have a friend who really wants to find a new project, and he just wants to play music, and he's a really good guy. And I met him for coffee and was like, okay, if I have to travel with you and hang out with you, done deal. Hopefully, cross your fingers, he's a good drummer, and he's fucking rad. So That's where we are right now.
Now, you describe your influences as rock and roll, Reverb, and Fuzz. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
I think that was kind of just what do we sound like? We're fuzzy, and we're just rock and roll. I think we all kind of started playing, and I had at that time a very garagey kind of music coming out of my bones. And Ray and Sean were starting to do a little more psyche stuff, and I was doing some like surfy stuff. So we kind of came together, and we're like, man, I really want more fuzz in that, and I want a lot of reverb on the vocals, and I want a lot of reverb on the guitar, and
I wouldn't say necessarily like influence, because you would say maybe influences would be other bands or whatnot, but I think that those specific sounds were just like what was the driving force behind the band.
Yeah, drippy. That's what I like to say.
Yeah, drippy.
Now, do you have other bands that you derive inspiration or influence from?
I would say right now, bands from like the 60s and 70s, I'm just like, man, Grace Slick. I actually hadn't heard of her until someone, I guess in one of their reviews of our EP, compared me to her, and I was like, who the fuck is Grace Slick? And I started listening, I was like, oh, fuck yeah, Jefferson Airplane,
Cool.
It's like, oh, damn yeah, and she's incredible, and it's very flattering, but I don't know how true that is. But she's super, super rad, and I just, like, have been listening to a lot of that, kind of driving, where I know that those people, their driving force and their passion was music, and they just, like, wanted to play, So,
Right.
I think that at the moment is what I'm really listening,
Yeah,
a lot of 60s, 70s, 50s, 40s.
Grunge rock, Austin, Texas, from like late 60s.
Man, there's even like
A lot of those
jazz.
bands, yeah,
Some jazz, and I have a Latin background that's very prevalent, and it just always pops up. And Scotty, I think, is very jazz, right?
Yeah,
it's kind
I
of
like
more of a jazz background.
It's
And,
Jelly Roll Martin.
Yeah, oh,
Gene
man.
Krupa.
and you can hear that in his drumming.
I like
and
funk too, like 70s Chamber Brothers. Like, I love that.
Now, I was fortunate enough to catch your set down at the Gathering of the Clouds Festival. What do you hope people take away from your live shows?
I just hope that they have fun, that it, like part of it moves them, I think that at that show specifically, Becca was kind of going through a time of mourning, so our last song was very heartfelt for her, and for the rest of us, just, being involved in a band with her and having that love for her. I felt like at that show specifically, there was kind of that like very solemn feel after that song specifically, but I think that we all kind of like to, leave people with some sort of more of an impression just than, oh, hey, we heard a band, but like having maybe some sort of emotional feel to it.
Yeah, the biggest in music, I think, for me especially, is it's so important. Music is so, so, so important to me that if you don't feel something and you can't tell that I'm pouring every piece of me into that song, then it's worth nothing to me. If you can come away with something and say, oh yeah, that girl loves, she has a deep passion and love for what she's doing, or, you know, those guys have, like, an actual drive and passion. It's not about wanting to get noticed, it's not about whatever, it's about the music and about how you feel. And if I can make someone feel the way that I feel when I'm writing and singing and playing, like, done, it's a done deal, you know?
Now, I know you have a couple of live shows coming up. Fill us in on the details of your Record Store Day appearance.
So, Record Store Day is on April 20th. We are playing at Wax Trax on 13th in Washington. And I believe we are playing with The Outfit,
Ned Garth,
Ned Garth, and Dragon Deer. Which should be a lot of fun. I mean, we're all about supporting local music, and we love Wax Trax. We've done a show there before, and Dave, who works there, is a good friend.
I love that guy.
So we're really excited about that. I feel like there's going to be a good amount of people there, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And then, of course, it's 420. So it's going to be crazy over in that area anyway.
It's going to be crazy, period. We're doing a new song that no one's ever heard, and then we're doing the song that we played at the show that you caught, that last song. And actually, none of them had really heard that song. I'd been writing it, and they heard it maybe once, and I just played it really quickly for them. That was the first time. Yeah, that was the first time they actually all played on that song.
Yeah.
So we've been working on that one and getting it a lot more, you know. Scotty's brand new, and of course at that point Alex was still helping us out, but so we're doing that one and another one that we're pretty stoked on, so.
Yeah, so it should be exciting, you know, just to be playing a few new songs for everybody, and I think Record Store Day is a great day to really throw them out there.
So also give us a rundown on your upcoming cassette EP release show.
So we are re-releasing our EP on cassette with a digital download code.
Stone Coast
EP. So we're actually doing it all very DIY. We're dubbing the tapes ourselves. We're redoing the artwork for the cassette format ourselves. It's going to be all kind of, you know, touched by our loving hands.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Very rough DIY kind of.
Yeah. We're playing with the Blue Rider and Colfax Speed Queen. And originally it was supposed to be Colfax Speed Queen's vinyl release. But there was some complications with Record Store Day. The vinyl pressing company that they were going through couldn't do it within the time frame that they were hoping to. So those guys will probably be releasing their vinyl pretty soon now.
Now your Stone Coast EP is really solid. The music's really good.
Thank you.
Do you guys all write the songs together, or how do you go about that process?
That one, a lot of them were Becca and Ray write most of the stuff.
Yeah.
That EP, I don't think anyone knows this. You'll be the first to know. That EP officially was recorded in 5 hours. We did everything live, one take. The only thing we did separately, because we couldn't isolate it enough, were the vocals. So we did the vocals separately, but even the vocals I did one take, okay, done. So I think a lot of people don't realize that that's how that EP was done. It was just like 5 hours done. We had pizza, we smoked.
We have some not interviews, but like reviews about it that say that it sounds like it was recorded in a bathroom of a strip club.
Fucking was, basically.
I mean,
in 5 hours.
To some extent it was, which I feel like it was.
It's amazing.
It's kind of the gritty, raw feel that we all wanted.
We were
to
all
have.
stoked about the way it came out. We were like, done, perfect.
Yeah,
That's how we wanted it.
Alex is
he's
good at what he does.
There's no reason to overthink it sometimes.
No,
I mean, just fire it up and play.
Yeah, if it's not happening, man, it's not happening.
Yep.
I think that really captured where we were at the time as a band, and
totally,
absolutely.
Our new forthcoming LP is gonna be way more tight.
Yeah, we have.
We're really excited.
Yeah,
cool. Very good.
Actually, I don't think this is on the record anywhere, but we are shooting for. We're starting to record our full length at the end of the month, so that'll be 10 to 13, mostly new. Some stuff that we've played live, but that's not recorded anywhere. So we're trying to shoot for the beginning/middle of August to release our full length. So
cool.
keep an eye
We'll
out for that.
definitely have to keep an eye out for that. Well, hey, I want to thank you guys for taking the time to sit down with us and catch up on where you guys are at and where you're going here really soon. And we'll definitely be down to see you on Record Store Day.
Right on.
Sounds great.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.